I always thought about harming myself.
I'm shy. I struggled with making friends.
I never thought I could do anything. I have extremely low self esteem.
Lately, I've been eating my pain away. Just throw it back up. I've been struggling to lose weight. Somebody said I don't fit in just because I wear my hair the way I like it.
1 out of 5 American girls suffer from mental health problems. Don't be that girl. Talk to someone.
Those thoughts I had are long gone, for I have a future I need to get to.
In order to get better, I had to do better. I learned how to make friends.
I believe in myself. That's when everyone else did, I set an example.
Instead of me eating everything, I started watching my calories. The weight is falling off.
I wanted to change my hair, but I decided it was for me. It's for me.
A PSA from the Curvy Girl Project.
And good morning and welcome to Expose Under the Sun, sponsored by the Detroit Native Sun newspaper. I'm one of your hosts today, and my name is Darwin Griffin, and we hope that we will be bringing you a very, very informative as well as an entertaining morning of news, information, and just events that are going on and around the metropolitan Detroit area. But our show is live. Our calling number is area code 313-868-0342, 313-868-0351, 313-868-4336. And our website is www.tv33whpr.com. And again, you are watching us live from the awesome cities of Detroit, Michigan, under the auspices of the Honorable Mayor Mike Duggan, as well as the phenomenal city of Highland Park, Michigan, under the auspices of the Honorable Mayor Glenda McDonald. But just want to say hello to a couple of people I see pop up on my Facebook Live. Just wanted to say hello to a good friend of mine, Willie Faison. So just want to say good morning, young man. How are you this morning? And also to Susie Smith. So again, for everyone that's watching us, we hope that you have a very, very good Tuesday morning and a greater Tuesday afternoon. But before we get started, just want to give a little shout out to a couple of people. A good friend of mine, Hester Wheeler, Jerry King, Andrea Hunter. We had an event yesterday over on the east side. We were talking about voting, and we had the honorable, we had both Janice Winfrey, the Honorable Janice Winfrey, who's the Detroit City Clerk, as well as the Secretary of State, the Honorable Jocelyn Benson, at a meeting yesterday. And we talked about voting. We talked about making certain that people were educated in the process of voting. And just want to give a little quick announcement. The City of Detroit in the 2024 election cycle, the election dates that we've had this year, there's two special elections to replace the persons that became mayor. They were state reps, but Governor Gretchen Whitmer asked that there be two special elections. One we had was January the 30th, and that was a special primary date that we had to elect persons to run in the general election, the special general election. So the special primary was January the 30th, and the special general election for those individuals that ran for office on January the 30th is going to be April the 16th. So again, just remember, those of you that are in the districts where you had the special elections, they're going to have a general election on the 16th of April. So again, I just want to remind everybody to not be remiss and not support the candidates of their choice. And then everybody knows that there are 3 election dates this year. The first one is February the 27th, and that's the presidential primary. The other one is August the 6th. Everybody's used to the one in August because that's the state primary. And then also the presidential general election is going to be held November the 5th. So again, February 27th, August the 6th, and November the 5th. So we got to make certain that we do one thing. We got to vote. So we're not trying to tell you who to vote for. We're not trying to tell you what issues to support. But the main thing is that your power is in your voice, and your voice is in the ballot box. So again, there's going to be special elections. There's going to be general elections. And one of the things that I liked is that what both the Secretary of State as well as our city clerk mentioned, there's going to be a lot of ways for people to vote. You can vote early, you can vote same day, or you can also vote absentee. There's going to be drop boxes out for people to vote if they wanted to vote early, so you don't have to worry about going into the place where you would normally vote at, either the church or school or whatever else building that you may vote at. But you can put your, but then the other thing too is to put your ballots in the mail. But we don't really recommend as much about the mail because it may take, it could be 2, 3, 4 weeks before that mail gets seen. So you want to try and eliminate whatever obstacles that could prevent your voice from being heard on those election dates. So suggestion would be, if you do mail your ballot, at least mail it 30 days prior to the election date. But the recommended would be to go and either vote absentee, do early voting, or vote on election day in person. Okay. If you have any questions pertaining to, the different cycles, you can always go and you can visit the Department of Elections, which is www.detroitmichigan.gov/departmentselection, and it can give you more and more details. As well as if you'd like to get more information about the Secretary of State is going to have a mobile van that's going to go out and assist in terms of, say, with people to be able to go and support them if then there's like residents that have limited access to get into, do online or in person for the Secretary of State services. So if you would like to get more information about the mobile Secretary of State offices, you can go to michigan.gov/SOS mobile. So if you need to get your driver's license or do other things when it comes down to registration, titles, things like that, they actually will take the information in a mobile unit to you. So you don't have to worry so much about going to the Secretary of State and going and getting a reservation to be able to go back to the Secretary of State's office. All right. Today, I have a very special person that comes on with, the days that I don't do, but also some of the days that I do come on the air. And I'll let her introduce herself. She has her inimitable way of introducing herself, but I know that she probably does not need any introduction, so I'll let her take it from there.
Good morning, everyone. Dr. Chief Silence Storm. Happy New Year, Darwin.
Happy New Year.
Our first time on this show together in the new year, so Happy New Year to you. And let's have a great show.
Well, tell me, this has been a really interesting beginning of the year. And I know that there's a lot of things that have been happening. I hate to kind of be a downer, but we've had some interesting people that have made transitions at the beginning of this year as well, too. But, so our hearts and our prayers, go out to those families. I just read something today where country western singer Toby Keith had made his transition. Just sadly enough, when I think about in terms of, say, the Eagle, Joe Madison made his transition. And then also a good actor. I loved him in the Rocky movies, and and he was just recently in The Mandalorian, but Carl Weathers, made his transition. And one other note, another person that made the transition, beautiful person, very gracious in his persona, his spirit, and that was Earl Cureton, that played with the Pistons for a couple of years, as well too. So I saw him Election Day in 2022. And he was there at the Pistons training facility, and he was just greeting and talking and taking pictures with everybody that came, and did work with the receiving board clerks, and just a very, very gracious, young man that will definitely, be missed. And the sad part about it too, Chief Quiet Storm, is that there's a lot of people that are making their transitions so much earlier now.
They are.
I mean, these are people that are in their young ages, like in their 50s and in their 60s.
Yeah, we're seeing that a lot. And actually, this month would have been 7 years for my father taking his life. He was 66. So
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, we always try to shed light to that because it's real. Even now, talking about people in sports going through some things too. There's, different ailments of that showing up, not just with the younger people, but elderly, and, people that seem to have it all together.
Well, speaking of sports, I guess it's a good way to kind of segue in. There's a game, I think, that's coming on this weekend.
Oh, is there?
Right?
Okay.
I know. Everybody would be kind of like just, kind of wondering, well, there's a game coming on. What game is coming on
right
this
after
weekend?
The Lions lost, I even said to you, are you even still watching the game? But I guess the show must go on.
Well, that's so funny because I think that I went to the first playoff game when they played against the Rams, and I was excited, and then when they played Tampa Bay, and I was excited then, and then all of a sudden you look up and here they had another game playing in San Francisco, and when I was looking at that game, and I'm like, they're going to the Super Bowl. They're going to they're going to be playing in Las Vegas.
Right.
And
how awesome is that to be in
then
Vegas?
Then some things happened that kept us from winning that game.
Yes.
But are you looking forward to the Super Bowl?
I actually am. Yes, I'll be watching. It's been traditional that my parents used to watch it together, so I think that it's a good time to watch with the family. So
you got a team that you're rooting for?
No, don't ask me that.
I mean, that's the part that's been so interesting because a lot of people are kind of like, okay, well, the Lions aren't in it, so okay, who am I going to root for now? Right. Yes. And I think there's some diehard Kansas City fans, and then there's some diehard San Francisco fans.
Yes.
So,
and I think Taylor Swift is like taking over that. With you didn't like that too much.
Well, it's
that's
so
what
funny.
We're equating football to Taylor
is
Swift.
Always trying to find a way to kind of segue Taylor Swift into the conversation. And it was so funny. I was watching the Grammys and just listening to Trevor Noah, during the Grammys, and was talking about, well, we're not going to be making all these references to Taylor Swift.
Right.
We're going to put people like Terry Crews, football players. We're going to put them on the screen.
Yeah.
But I think, she's taken a lot of this in stride. I think Travis Kelce, her male friend, I think they're all taking it kind of in stride. But,
sure.
I just hope that it's a good game. I hope it's a competitive game. And I know that Usher is the halftime.
Oh, that'll be good.
So it would have been interesting if they had kind of coincidentally, if Taylor Swift had been the halftime.
I thought that actually, I did. I thought,
but it might be interesting if she was to make a guest appearance, to kind of come on. But let me ask you this other question. I'm gonna let you talk about some things that's going on in your world. But just did you watch the Grammys?
No, I did not. I don't really watch a lot of TV. I'm extremely busy, so when I do watch something, it's usually a documentary or something like that.
Okay, there was a part in there that been getting a lot of comments and a lot of dialogue about. and it was from Jay-Z.
I have seen like some of the headlines on that.
Okay, so you know pretty much like the gist of
Yes.
what everybody is talking about. But for those of you that may not have watched the Grammys or don't know what the conversation's about, that Jay-Z made a comment at the Grammys saying about how his wife has won. Everybody knows his wife is Beyonce, but that his wife has won more Grammys than any other artist.
Right.
But she's never won the Grammy for Album of the Year. And it was kind of an interesting way how he segued into that.
Right, and then Blue Ivy ended up getting an award.
Right.
Yes.
But it was just
His
kind of
daughter.
interesting. But it was a tame way of kind of having an award show, but still getting a message
Across, yeah.
across.
And it's been boycotted before for it, not being fair. So.
And he's even said that he's boycotted it, because he was boycotting it. And then I thought it was kind of interesting when the incident that happened years ago when I think Beyonce was up for an award and Taylor Swift got the award.
Yes.
And I believe Kanye West was kind of
yeah,
made
I
a
remember
comment
that.
and was
He
saying
did.
that I'm really not happy with the person that won. Beyonce should have got this award. And then I think that
All the
kinda,
Swifties came after them.
Exactly.
So
now here, all these years later, all these awards that Beyonce has gotten, all these awards that Taylor Swift has gotten. But, but I think the thing is that
interesting.
what he said was that there's a lot of people that deserved awards that weren't nominated, but then there were people that are nominated that shouldn't be nominated.
Sure. I could see that too.
It was an interesting way how he said that. But okay, Chief Quiet Storm, tell me what's going on.
Silent Storm, but
Silent
it's
Storm.
okay.
Go ahead.
So a couple things. Fearless Girl Boss Leadership Academy. We're having our first event this Saturday for the girls 8 to 18. It's being put on by Linked. Sonia Weaver is one of the owners. She's been on the show before. She's amazing. So that's February 10th, 5:30 to 8 p.m. So that'll be for the girls. We have a Red Dot packing party on February 17th. So that's, again, for period supplies. So we're packing up and bringing to the schools so that they have enough supplies. That will be the 17th. Amazing Women Network is one of the sponsors, as well as Fearless Minds, my company. We have another event coming up. It's called Hey Empowered Women, February 24th from 11 to 3 p.m. That is a women's empowerment brunch. And I know you're like, it's all for women. And then we have an MLK at the apartments. It's going to be for children after school programming. The sponsors are First Step Healthcare Training, Fearless Minds, and Through the Roof Realty, United Community Solutions. So that will be a fun day for family to come get food and, register their children for after school programming. So those are some of the events. One other that I'll be involved in is the Heart to Heart Relationship Talk Show at Cola Lounge, February 28th at 7:30 p.m.
Relationship.
Yes.
Elaborate
Relationship
a little
talk.
more. Okay.
I'm not really sure. I'm kind of going into this blind, but we were at one for Sharon Dumas's event for the Curvy Girls Project. Actually, it was the Stevie Wonder Love Festival. So they just, talk about different things about relationships. The viewers can actually put in for what they want to talk about. So I have no idea what that's going to look like. So I'm part of the celebrity panel.
I guess I'm kind of curious. So is there, I know we talk about people, the relationship doctor, Sabrina Jackson,
Yes.
Dr. Jackson talks about relationships. But I guess the question would be, when they asked you to be a panelist, to be on there, what did you think when they asked you to be a panelist?
I was honored. I was honored to, after it seemed like after my graduation, people were calling for me to show up. So I was honored to just go and see what it's about. It sounds like fun, something outside of my comfort for sure. So I will, tread carefully there. But yeah, it should be fun.
Well, because I know that there's a lot of people that are really kind of concerned. I think Dr. Dumas, as you mentioned before, was doing something when it pertained to like dating and in relationships
Yes.
over the age of 50.
Yes, that's what it was.
So that's why I was just kind of curious.
I have no idea.
You know, they're going to have different.
Now I'm
different
gonna
age
have to,
groups.
you know, start putting in my inquiries starting today.
But
So I'll let you know.
Yeah, but they had, you know, I think when we were attending that during Dr. Dumas's, you know, event,
Mm-hmm.
which she had when she was giving love to Stevie Wonder over the summer last year.
Yes.
That it was kind of good in terms of, say, you know, with the relationship panel that they had. And it was some great dialogue.
There was
that
great
they
dialogue.
had.
There was a couple couples in there that were getting like in the hot seat, so it was fun to watch them squirm. But it was, you know, the questions for dating over 50 were really relevant. So what does that look like? I had a friend, she was dating. I won't mention her name because she's probably watching, but she was in her late 50s, she wanted to date younger, and the gentleman came over and she offered him prune juice. And I said, well, that may not have been the best thing to do if you want to attract younger.
So instead of giving him like lemonade or orange juice or
She
apple
offered prune
juice, she
juice.
gave him prune juice.
So I said, well, don't look forward to a follow-up date because you offered him that. So
Did he drink it?
I don't even know.
It might be
I
the,
tuned out after that. I thought it was hilarious that she would have, you know, but it showed her age.
but I mean, the question I would ask was that, but was that all she had? I mean, it could
No,
have been
I
all
don't
she
think
had.
so. I mean, water. You could offer water or you know, something else.
I mean, he might have said he wanted something a little bit stronger than just
doubt it.
regular water.
Prune
and stuff.
juice.
So he wanted, but didn't know the prune juice was going to be the,
Yeah, right.
you know, on the menu.
Or
and
as they
stuff
say
there.
on Suits, pruny. I don't know if you watch that show, but it's good.
Well, but you know, that's the thing that there's a lot of people that tend to think that you know, just because you get to be over 50, that you have to. Everybody takes Geritol or everybody uses the liniments and
Right.
you know smell like you know
Bengay.
some of the the liniments, the analgesic bombs and things like that.
Or mothballs. Some of it's true, though.
You think so?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Well, I guess when I look at a lot of seniors now, because I guess I'm gonna segue into something that I'll be
Yes.
doing next Wednesday. That I do a lot of work with seniors in the Highland Park area, and one of the things that we'll be doing, speaking of Dr. Dumas, and also Bernadette Hudgens, who's over the seniors there, as far as say with the senior complexes in Highland Park, will be given a Valentine's Day soiree.
That's nice. Yes, that would
And
be
it's
really
going to be
nice.
from 11 o'clock to 2 o'clock. And you know that I use the term soiree. You know,
Yes,
so it's
yes.
not like it's a party. It's
Right.
not like but it's for the seniors out there in Highland Park. And I think that the location is going to be at 10 Pitkin, which is the recreation center
Okay.
in Highland Park.
That's going to be really nice.
So it should be a lot of fun. I think from what I understand too, they're going to have karaoke. They're going to also have live entertainment, and more than likely there'll be a lot of prizes and a lot of raffles that they'll be giving out, you know,
Sure.
to people. So I'm sure that the seniors will probably come out there and have a great
Oh,
time.
yeah.
And I don't think that we'll be offering or serving prune juice. So I think that they'll probably have regular, you know, lemonades,
Yes,
and apple
yes,
juice and
I'm
things
sure.
like that. And I don't think that you're going to walk in and smell, you know, Bengay or some of these other
I don't think
bombs
so.
and
Actually,
things
no.
like that.
You know what? The population seems to be healthier,
Mm-hmm.
and so actually thriving in the later years. You know, really finding who they are, and you know, I see a lot of women, especially over 60, dating and back out there, and you know, at the prime of their life. So,
But are they dating younger men or are they
I think
dating men
younger.
that-
Yes, I'm seeing younger.
Why do you, I mean, okay, just in the short
I'm
period
gonna
of time,
tread carefully.
We got a few minutes left, but just in the few minutes that we've got left, why just kind of give a little, you know,
From what I've heard.
right,
Okay.
right. It'd definitely be what's the phrase everybody uses on Facebook? They say asking for a friend, isn't that the
Asking-
comment?
Okay,
Right.
I'm asking for a friend.
Right.
And responding for a friend. Younger, you know, they're less set in their ways, I
Okay.
guess. So after a certain age, for I guess the men, they're set in their ways, and they may be looking for a nurse mate rather than a spouse.
Say that again.
they might be looking for a nursemaid rather than a spouse. So someone to take care of them rather than, more for companionship.
Oh.
That's what I've heard.
And that's what you've heard.
Yes, and we are closing the show.
Well, and I think it's just interesting because when I see a lot of men that, so I guess the question is that the men then, they get in their 50s and 60s, the question is,
they're more reserved, I guess, and not wanting to, go out. And so the women that are thriving and new to the dating scene, again, maybe after their loved one passes away after some years and they want to get back out there, they want to have some fun.
Well, and that's something that I think that a lot of people have to realize one thing. You've got to take care of yourself.
You do.
Take care of your body.
You do.
As you're growing, in age.
Yes.
But I think that that's one of the things that women are a lot more conscientious about themselves and their health than I think what some of us men are.
I think so. And I think women are more apt to ask for help. Men are probably more reserved or private,
sometimes
prideful.
It's that pride or that ego.
Yeah, for sure.
Because some people put that, it's like with a lot of men, they have that aura of invincibility, around them. Yeah. And they don't like to have anybody see any chinks in their armor.
Yeah, for sure.
And to see any flaws, in their character or,
I can see that.
And that's hard to really kind of let somebody let emotion out, especially like, we do something with the Building Black Brickmasters, and we did something like that a couple of weeks ago. And when we did that, to see the emotion coming out from men, especially seeing men cry, or men having issues, and then them sharing them with other men, and it's just good that we tend to pray, for each other.
Yes.
And that's hard.
It is hard. And we've been doing, actually, Fearless Minds has been doing a 21-day fast. We're in day 12, so, we welcome anyone to join our prayer call at 7 a.m. So I could provide the link too. It's so important. There's a lot of things going on, so we set the intention with our day to keep each other covered with prayer.
So if somebody wants to get more information about Fearless Minds, what's your contact information?
So you can go to Facebook or Instagram under Fearless Minds, and you can go to our website, fearlessminds.com.
Okay.
Yeah, so we post a lot of inspirational stuff. I'm a leadership coach, so we've been practicing in our calling. A lot of us leaders aren't using our voices to the maximum, and so this year is the time to challenge that and to come forward and use our voices for good.
Well, I look forward to all the time that we do this show.
It went by so fast.
But it always goes by so fast when I have you sitting alongside me. But you've been watching Expose Under the Sun, sponsored by the Detroit Native Sun newspaper. And if you'd like to get a copy of the Detroit Native Sun newspaper, you can contact Ms. Valerie Lockhart at area code 313-457-5944. And if you'd like to advertise in the Native Sun newspaper, you can contact for that reason as well. But again, everyone have a great rest of this day.
Yes.
And again, I encourage for those that are going through something, be sure to make sure you let somebody know that you are hurting and you do need some assistance. So let people know, too, that you love them. And you never know when that might kind of ring true to somebody's mind and to their heart. Have a great day.
Amen.
Here at the Full and Fabulous Curvy Girl Project, we don't just focus on health, beauty, and self-esteem. We also offer an amazing summer program for young ladies ages 12 to 18. For more information, visit our website at fullandfabulous.org. See you soon.